We are here once again. Where are we?
We're in Florida.
Not in Florida. What time of year is it?
Summer.
When everything in our garden is going off and we have food and fruit everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Right, guys? All right, oh, here's our other little one. So, one thing I got to start the video with is we are in a dry spell right now, so our garden isn't quite as great as it normally is.
Bananas are slow. The avocados and mangoes kind of dropped off the trees from the lack of rain, so it's been a bummer, but
Yeah,
it's all good.
so.
I mean, it is what it is.
All right, well, if you're new to the channel, I'm just gonna lay out some boring stuff real quick, and then we'll show everybody the garden. We collect tropical, ornamental, and edible plants. So we have a lot of different varieties of bananas, guavas, carambolas, tea plants, gingers, flowers.
Different flowers, ground covers.
Edibles.
Yeah, lots of different leafy greens. Basically, we want to have a food forest and a beautiful landscape, but we also collect varieties. We want lots of different varieties of stuff. We are in Central Florida on a barrier island, USDA Zone 10A. We're super lucky that we're this tropical, this far north in Florida, because we can grow all sorts of awesome stuff.
Yeah.
So let's just get right to it. Let's show everybody. Where should we start?
All organic.
All organic. Good. Yes. So we do not use any kind of herbicides or pesticides whatsoever. We use fish emulsion. We mulch. We do some composting, but that's pretty much it. We don't use any kind of. Basically, we grow what we'll grow here. So.
And my goal is to compost more. I think that's something we could improve on.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, let's get right to it. I guess I'm just going to back up here because we want to show. Let's show this little bed right here because we have what is this, guys?
Dwarf Orinoco.
Dwarf Orinoco is named after the Orinoco River in I don't remember which South American country, but this is a great variety. Like Teddy said, it's a dwarf. It's a heavy producer. We get fruits on it probably every 10 months or so. It's just a great variety, I think. And then we have some ornamentals peppered in down here. That's a vinca right there. Let's see over here.
This is my prized
oh yeah, look
beauty
at it.
berry. It has flowers on it and berries on it.
Yeah, let's see the flowers real quick. There's the flowers right there. And then where's the berries?
There's some right here, some older ones.
Oh, yeah.
But
Okay.
they're still on.
There's the berries right there. And so not only is this plant beautiful, it can be used as a natural insect repellent.
Yes, we make bug spray out of these leaves. We steep them in an oil.
We do. We do make our own homemade bug spray, and also I've read going back in history, cowboys and you know basically anybody riding a horse in bug country down here would cut off some of these branches and stick them under their saddles, and it was to help ward off the mosquitoes. Some days down here we have mosquitoes so bad there's no way you're going to ward them off with anything. I mean,
on some of those days I've taken these and I've rubbed it all over my skin. Doesn't do anything. I feel like the only way that it's worked as a bug repellent is to actually put it in like an oil of some kind to carry it, to hold you can feel the compound or whatever that's in it that comes off when I make the bug spray.
Yeah. All right, and then we just have a couple more. We have like some bromeliads peppered in down
Those
here.
are our first bromeliads.
These were our first bromeliads. Yes, right here.
Yes,
there's a spent flower. This flower is usually super red and
It's like fuchsia.
yeah, it is. It's super cool.
And it blooms in the winter.
This one's
January,
a different variety.
February.
Right here.
That one gets really big.
Yeah,
This one, and it kind of like curls around.
All right, so we got here's a Dracaena and a corn plant right here. The corn plant, believe it or not, has one of the most fragrant flowers in our garden.
It does. It'll smell the whole garden up, and only at night too.
Yeah,
It'll
it's
smell it
beautiful.
up at the night, and the jasmine will during the daytime.
Yeah, you can see some lizards have been. So here's one way to tell if this is lizard poop versus rat or mouse poop is if you see the little white end on that poop, that is crystallized urine. Just a quick little fun fact. Lizards poop and pee out of the same orifice. So
So do chickens, I think.
so if you have solid black poops, that's probably a rat or a mouse. But if there's a little white end to it, then it's a lizard.
And also, if it's on a leaf like that,
It's probably not a rat. This leaf wouldn't hold up a rat, that's for sure.
All right, we've got some dwarf Cavendish bananas. You know,
Don't look
not
great.
a small rack.
No,
We
tastes good.
we
Lack
don't
of
get
water.
huge. Yeah, lack of water.
no.
And then this is the ruby. This is the ruby
Oh, careful!
guava.
Don't shake it. Look at this.
Oh, I know. We were looking at it yesterday.
Whoa.
They've been
They're all right.
busy.
They don't bother us.
Yeah.
We won't bother them.
Look,
Oh, little guavas. We actually have a guava.
here's another one right here.
We have a guava tree over there with this loaded down with guavas.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, cool.
Let's get to this carambola.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the Arkin.
No, this is a sweet cambercan.
Okay, yeah. You can see the little star fruits.
There's a
on 'em.
big
They're
one right here.
real delicate.
Yeah,
this
they are.
stage.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Watch out, kiddo. Let me see real quick. That's a bigger one right there. And these, this little tree, believe it or not, this tree is only 6 foot tall. I mean, we could probably get 30 fruits off of this each fruiting session.
And
It
it's
has
growing
2
fast.
here.
Oh, here's some more. These
I
are
would say
some
this is a fast-growing
medium-sized
fruit
ones
tree.
right there. Oh yeah, yeah. We've only had it in the ground about a year, maybe. So.
Yeah, look at the fire spike.
Oh yeah.
Still has some pretty
It
flowers.
does have some pretty
coming.
flowers. There's ones that are open right
I
there.
love that
While
color.
we're back here, I just spotted something.
What'd you get?
exciting.
What you got?
Pineapple.
Oh, look at that. Let's see. Yeah,
That's a good one.
that is a good one right there. We pop pineapple. You'll see pineapples. We pop them in our landscape everywhere. Here's one right here. Here's a couple right here. It's we just buy them from the grocery store.
In fact, Aldi has them on sale right now for $1.75 a piece. Can't beat that.
The Aldi in North
In
Georgia. So, all right, cool. Let's keep going here. We got this big jumble of Cuban oregano. This is one plant that does not do good in the cold at all.
No, not at all.
Like these bananas, of course these bananas, if it gets below freezing, they're all gonna die, but we don't really get below freezing here. But if we get down even to about, I wanna say maybe 40 or maybe 38 degrees, this plant just totally dies back.
It's brown spots.
It does, and then it takes forever for it to,
It does. Like it froze last winter and it's just now coming
Yeah.
back. So
got more vincas here. Oh, we got the buttercups. This is a morning flower right here. In fact, we have a real special Cuban buttercup coming up that we'll show you.
Yes.
I believe it might be the only one in the world. I know that's a heavy claim, but you know,
Comment down
prove me
below if you
wrong.
think
Send us a
yeah,
picture. Send me a picture. All right, let's keep going.
all right. We've got some Meyer lemons here.
Yeah. Look at
Yeah,
these.
we got some lemons on
doing
the
good.
tree.
There's one right here that's pretty big.
This is a great, if you want a quick fruiting fruit tree, we'll show you a Meyer lemon in a little bit. Does that little one still have lemons on it?
No.
I mean, you can get a lemon off, you can get fruit off of a Meyer lemon when it's 7 inches tall.
It's like this big.
I mean,
And you
it'll
get
be
3
so
or 4
little.
lemons on
Yeah,
it.
the lemons will cause the little plant to fall over almost. I mean, we got some big
They're
ones
actually
down here.
pretty sturdy little trees.
They are. They're a little spiky. There's some
They
right
are.
there. We got another row of pineapples back here.
We will sacrifice some spikes if we're gonna get food off of it.
Are these green onions, babe?
These are this is black garlic
Oh yeah, okay.
chives.
Yep. All right, nice.
That is such a great one. It tastes so good. It's like a garlicky chive.
Now, you
Delicious.
told me, I guess, well, real quick, this is our sugar apple. This is one we have to hand pollinate. There's a little flower, or it's the start of a flower right there.
Yeah, I need to do it. So all I do is just take a little paintbrush with like a little dish underneath it to catch it, and then I take that paintbrush and put it in another one. I don't really, and every single one that I did last year worked.
Yeah.
So I just haven't had a chance
Yeah,
to
we
do
need
it
to
this
do
year.
it this year, yeah. Now, you told me somewhere up here,
Right here.
let me see. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it
I
up,
think you
but
guys see it from over
this
here.
this real tall, this tall stand of bananas are our praying hands bananas. And this is another delicious banana that fruits
I see it.
regularly every year. You can see right there, we just got a flower on that, the tallest one up there. It's going to be hard to pick up with
Right
this
here
camera.
you can see a good
Let me
angle.
see. Yeah, there it is, right there, the purple thing in the middle of that. So
The purple greenish.
I can't wait for that one.
Yeah, because these are such a statement, and the bananas are so sweet and good.
Yeah, they are.
Love them.
All right, so this is kind of why we decided to do a tour today. We went out of town for a little bit, and this banana plant fell over, and our neighbors actually came and harvested these because we've told them they're welcome to come over here and take whatever fruit they want when we're out of town. But they brought those back to us because we got back like the next day, basically. So we do have this rack of bananas. You can see the black spots on them. I think that's from lack of water.
I think it's from it laying on the ground.
Oh, could be. Yes,
Yeah,
you're
from
right.
when it fell,
Yes,
yeah.
because this brick gets incredibly hot. I guarantee you could cook an egg on this brick.
Yes.
Right?
It is
We
a
should do a
really
video on that
bad
sometime.
feature of.
Yeah.
For
It
a
looks lovely.
Oh, I love it.
Gives our garden a kind of a tropical, like Bahama kind of
So hot the
feel
bricks,
to it, but
bricks get burnt.
you know,
We
got
should try to cook an egg on it.
we got a couple like succulents and little potted plants here.
This is that stink flower. Look,
Like, it's
It's
like
a
the
spent-
Dennis the Menace flower.
these are pollinated by flies,
Okay.
and they get these big, crazy brown
Yeah, like
flowers
on Dennis
on
the
them.
Menace.
Yeah,
it
they
looks
look like
that
the one
flower.
on Dennis the Menace.
Oh, cool. All right, we have a couple pitcher plants here. We put them down here to when we went out of town, just so the sprinkler would hit them. But we usually have them hanging on this thing. We have two different varieties here. This one has a broader leaf than this one does. You can see we got to do some pruning here, but
Believe it or not, I found this one in Georgia, of all places.
you found it at a grocery store. you
At the
mean?
grocery store.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, we got some tea plants here. Like I said, we have a lot of different varieties of tea plants. This is the Red Sister. There's another one right there. We got this beautiful Dracaena. I guess I got to go ahead and put a plug in real quick.
There's a monarch laying its eggs.
Oh, yeah. There it goes.
It's going to the yellow.
I forgot to mention in the beginning of this video that almost every single ornamental plant that you see in our garden, Teddy and I found for free on the side of the road.
On Plant Pirates.
Right, we do a series of videos called Plant Pirates, and what do?
Well, we wake up early and go around in our pirate ship looking for free plants on the side of the road.
In free plants, you mean like in people's
In the
yards?
trash.
Yes. So we have
We
a landscape debris pickup day in our community. So Teddy and I sail around, and he said this is our pirate ship right here. We sail around in our golf cart. We usually have 2 garbage cans on the back, and we look through landscape debris piles and bins for free plants. And so most of these plants, like these Dracaenas, the tea plants, a lot of these tropical plants can be planted. Here's another tea plant. This is a green tea plant. Can be planted from cuttings. So we don't even need to find plants that have roots on them. We can just get cuttings out of the trash.
And sometimes we get plants with roots on
Sometimes
them.
we do.
And it really teaches us a lot, because what do we have to lose? It's a free plant. So we can see, does this go from a stick in the ground or not,
Yeah.
So it's been a fun adventure.
Got another pineapple here. And then which ones are these, babe?
We think these are ice cream.
Yeah, there we go. And I need to cut this flower off. This is done putting
cut it
out.
off.
Sure, you can. This is done. You're not going to get any more bananas at this point. I do see pollinators on these flowers sometimes, so I'll leave them on there a couple extra days just for the bugs, but it doesn't need to be on there. It does weigh the
It
plant
has
down.
a really milky sap.
Yeah. We'll just cut that off and
It's nice.
stick this in our
Beautiful
landscape debris
flower.
pile. Yeah,
Or
look
you
at
can
that.
just stick it right
Yeah,
here.
do the chop and drop. So,
And we got that nice pineapple right there.
speaking of chop and drop, real quick, this plant right here, what we'll do with it now, if you're not familiar with banana plants, once you get fruit and you cut the fruit off, the plant is done. You're not going to get another flower and more bananas. So, what we do, what most, home gardeners like us do, is what's called a chop and drop, where you will cut this at the base and then cut it into little pieces, and you stick it around the base of the new plants that popped up to help feed them. Mm-hmm. And it helps trap moisture. It kind of, if you don't mulch, it helps mulch.
Yeah. And you really want to do it right when it fruits, because these disintegrate very quickly. And then it makes it harder for them. So this one has already gotten a little hard. This one won't be as easy, but if it's a freshly harvested one, you can literally take a machete on a soft
blade.
grassy area and then just hack right through it pretty
So,
easily.
yeah, I wasn't going to say that on camera, but I'm probably not going to chop and drop this one, because this one is going to be very hard to cut through at this point. And there's not even much moisture left in it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even do much.
You really want to do it right away.
Right away. I agree. Yeah.
Like
All right.
what's this one's fruits.
Yep. As soon as we cut that rack off, we will chop that one down and feed
This
these.
is
We
just
got
like
to do
so much
some
like show like you're cutting through.
Careful, these are the ants that get you bad. Careful, careful. These
You
little
know,
ants here.
when you do it fresh, you're cutting through like basically like a watery, like a water chestnut, basically.
Right.
Giant water chestnut.
Right, but over time, these layers all turn to this.
Because people actually make fiber out of these by popping out all the little they're like layers. They pop them all off and then they dry out like this and they can make it like a cotton.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there's our monarch.
Yep.
The monarch came back. Where'd it go? Now it's gone again.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I got to point out this lily before I know what you're about to get to. Can you, babe, on my desk in the garage grab that? You know what I'm talking about? So this is I believe this is a native lily of some kind. I'll put down below some here.
Okay, the exoskeleton.
Oh yeah. Oh, look at that. I'll put down below what the variety of this is, but we found these on the beach after a hurricane, and I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, right?
Yep.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
So we planted some to see what we would get, and we got this. I believe it's a native lily, but I mean, look how tough these things are. This was floating in the ocean for who knows how long. It's been sitting in my garage now for 2 or 3 years, just sitting on my desk in there, and look, it's still green, and we could plant this in the ground and get one of those. Super cool.
Awesome. We need
It's
to
a
plant.
super tropical looking plant too.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It looks like there was a little.
Yep, Teddy just pointed it out. Exoskeleton.
Okay. Can I finally get to
Yes.
this? Okay. We have a variegated buttercup from
We
this
do.
cassava.
Well, we don't know if it's from this cassava, but we had this pop up the other day, and so I showed you some buttercups earlier. Here's a buttercup plant right here. You can see the flowers here, and it's all the research I've done online indicates that this plant is, you can get a buttercup that has a white flower and a yellow flower, but all of them have solid green leaves from what I've seen online. And we had this variegated one pop up the other day. I have no clue how this came to be. I mean, I know we have this variegated cassava right here.
just
Or
planted it
tapioca is
too.
another name for it. But I would find it hard to believe that caused this
Especially how far away they are.
to grow variegated, but I'm real excited about this. I don't know how we're going to duplicate it. We're going to try and... Sorry?
We could graft.
Well, I could
I
get
don't know if you
seeds
could
from
graft
it,
this.
possibly, right?
Yeah, we could
But
try
that
and
wouldn't
get
be a
seeds.
clone.
We could try and get seeds from it, but I suspect they're just going to be green when we plant
Yeah.
them. You know, obviously there was some kind of mutation here. It either got... I've read that plants can be variegated, or some things that can cause variegation can be like a chemical mutation. Sometimes a virus can cause variegation. There's other things you can do. You can expose a young plant to radiation and potentially cause variegation.
From the brick.
But we didn't do any of that. Hopefully we're not being exposed to radiation right now.
Yeah.
So I honestly have no clue how this came to be, but I'm real excited about it. I think it is the only one in the world. If it's not, please, somebody post down below or send us a picture.
Or
I'd
a
like
link.
to see. Or a link, yeah. Don't send me a link to something fake where I get scammed either. I'm serious. Because I'm probably going to open it if you send it.
Don't encourage them.
Yeah, all right. Okay, so we got a bunch of stuff mixed in here. We got another beauty berry back there. We got this, is this galangal?
This is galangal.
See, the flower's
ginger.
getting old on it.
It is, but it has the most beautiful flowers.
It does. Look at the inside. It's like a little orchid.
I love those flowers.
I think that this galangal, though, is... I moved it about a month ago, but I think it was crowding out this carambola here, and that's why this carambola doesn't look so good, because this starfruit should be a lot bigger, and it should have fruit on it right now, and it doesn't. So, right behind here, I want to show everybody real quick. We have a milkweed here. It has a seed pod on it. This is a tropical milkweed. I believe this is a more native variety right here. They try, a lot of people will discourage you from growing the tropical milkweed because it's, let's see, what happens? So the bacteria that causes, go ahead and explain it.
Okay, so the larva of the monarch butterfly, if it has, it's like a fungal infection that is like killing a lot of the monarch butterflies, and it's called OE. And if a butterfly who has OE lays its eggs on a plant, and then another butterfly lays its eggs on a plant that doesn't have OE, then the ones with the OE from just eating off this plant will spread it to the ones without OE. It's very
Contagious.
contagious. Yeah.
And I think the issue with the tropical milkweed is that it grows for a longer period than the native milkweeds do. So the problem is that the OE bacteria or virus or whatever builds up on it more. So if you prune them, which we try and do,
Yes, I prune them. You can tell. I mean, even this one's ready to go. You can like, they should not have any white milky substance on them like whatsoever. At this point, it needs to like basically go, even if it has pretty flowers on it.
Yeah, so we need to cut that out.
Yeah, because
for
like
sure.
they should look like this. They should look like a fresh green plant like that. This one's totally good for the caterpillars. But my take on it, during COVID, the boys and I were collecting a lot of the monarchs because we saw the wasps were like attacking them and stuff, so we were bringing them in, and I had some OE happen to those, and I think that it was from bringing them inside and having so many caterpillars on it, and I think that they were just spreading it all around. So
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good thing to do. I think that it can actually spread it and make
Now,
it worse.
I mean, if you have kids, it's a nice learning lesson, but I wouldn't bring a lot of them
but
in.
just have one or
Yeah,
two on
yeah.
a plant,
I
you know,
remember-
instead of having 50 into a little thing.
We had
you know?
one where its wings were like all crumpled up when it came
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
And it's just, it's so sad to watch, you know.
and it's not going to heal itself.
Yeah.
The degree to which they are affected by it varies. So some butterflies have some deformities, but can still flutter off and live a somewhat normal life.
And spread it.
And spread it. And then other ones are so far deformed that honestly, if you saw one, you'd probably be better off putting it out of its misery because it's
It'll
not.
make you cry.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going here. We
We got some Mysores
we got
there.
some Mysores up here. This whole stand right here is Mysores. These we were told were which ones?
Grand Nain.
Grand Nain, and I don't think they are. Grand
I
Nain
don't
should be
either.
taller than this. This
And
variety,
we got bananas off of them that were small.
Yeah, yeah.
They should have
So,
been full,
it's a mislabeled
grocery
banana.
store size bananas.
We got another pineapple back here. And then I saw a little pineapple here that is not gonna, this is gonna be like a little grenade pineapple. Like where we are in the season right now, that is not gonna turn into a full-fledged grocery store pineapple.
Yeah,
It's
but
just
it'll
not gonna
still be
happen.
tasty.
What were you just pruning here? This?
I was, there was like little.
Is this the coral plant?
Yes, this is the coral plant, but it has like a major
Oh
problem.
yeah, let's get that out of the garden.
that's
So
what-
this is one thing with organic gardening is, you know, you got to be diligent. You got to go, you know, tickle the plants every day and make sure they're doing all right.
This
Tickle
is,
and talk to them.
This is so bad
Oh
that
man, look at that.
when they get real bad like this,
say you cut this plant out.
We do a. Well,
Look at
I
that.
like the plant. I
See
just
all that
maybe
sooty
we can-
mildew? It's like white sooty
maybe we
mildew.
can just cut it back and it'll.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
falling on the buttercup.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's causing some problems.
All right, we got another purple bromeliad here. This variety will get to be giant. Annalisa is looking at our miracle fruit tree. Is there any berries on this?
That's what I'm looking for.
This is almost.
Oh, there's another wasp's nest.
Oh yeah, there is. Right there.
They're all after the monarch caterpillars. They are a delicacy to them.
So this is the miracle fruit, though. It fruits almost year round. You can look it up. It's a wild. Tell everybody about it, Teddy.
So, yeah, they're little red berries, and like, you know they're ripe when you can like tap them and they come off. You put them in your mouth, chew them around a little bit, slush seed around, spit it out, and you can suck on lemons, and they taste like candy.
Oh
like,
yeah.
But
And you got to be careful. You almost will get a stomach ache. You could sit there and drink lemon juice like it's the sweetest
can-
lemonade.
the other day
You can
though,
eat, like, 3
the
or
other
4
day, though,
lemons, probably.
I ate one of those miracle berries, then ate pasta with sauce, and
Ugh.
oh, sweet.
Yeah, I would only
pasta
use
sauce
yeah,
is
gross,
disgusting.
Gross.
Imagine, we should do a video on trying fish.
Ugh, no. All right, we got a little patch of aloe back here. This is aloe vera. We have a couple different varieties of aloe. I believe this is aloe vera.
This
though.
patch came from our house plants
It
that we
did.
had for years and years up in Georgia.
Then we got some more ornamentals, lots of different types of variety, bromeliads, just mixed in here.
We just redid this little area of bromeliads.
Yeah, we did. And then
recently.
we're all standing under, this is a prize right now, we're all standing under this pink guava, and you can see there's guavas like just all over it. There's hundreds of guavas on this tree right now.
This tree grows fast.
Yeah, so this tree was shorter than Teddy about maybe 2 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And now it's as tall as our garage. It's probably at least 15 feet tall. And like I said, it's just loaded down with guavas.
And when it was a baby, it had some major mildew, aphid type problems, but as it's gotten older and more mature, it seems like it's kind of grown out of that issue, which is
agree.
Great.
Yep.
Because I was thinking between the two buildings, maybe it was too moist or
I keep
something.
hitting my head on it. So the guavas, these are just little right now. They'll get to be a little bit smaller than a tennis ball, maybe.
Yeah, it'll be like an apple.
And they'll get soft, and they'll start to like the most fragrant fruit in the garden. You'll start to smell them, and the bugs will start to get to them. So you'll know when they're ready.
And they're
to pick.
like, you put one in a smoothie, and it'll make the smoothie. I mean, it just makes the smoothie taste so tropical and yummy.
This is a little black Suriname cherry and a prickly pear cactus right there. And then we're entering here. This is a kind of our one of our little leafy green garden areas. You want to run down what we got back here, babe?
Yeah, we got the longevity that's like kind of taking over, which is great
So
because
yummy.
it makes an excellent ground
So
cover.
yummy.
And then the
That's a good
sisu
one.
spinach is coming back. Do you see?
Oh, it is. Yep. So this is a low-lying plant right here. It'll only get about that tall. Do you see any Lagos spinach anywhere?
That's what I'm looking for.
Raymond, though, this stuff he'll eat all day.
Yeah, our littlest one just loves this stuff. All right,
I
then
don't see any Lagos.
let's see. Back here we got, what's this one right here? This is the Mexican sunflower. This is a chop and drop. Right here, we need to cut it up. And then we have a dwarf mulberry here that needs way more light.
Yep, this needs to
It
just
makes
be
good mulberries. though.
I think this is this a Candarin banana right here? Or a Kokopo?
Kokopo.
The Kokopo. And this is,
It's not doing great
it
either.
needs more light.
This is the blue java.
Yeah, this is another stand of blue java bananas right here. And then behind Annalisa here is our Katuk.
Yep.
Does not have flowers or berries on it right now, but you can eat you can eat the leaves, the flowers, and the berries. So
Yes.
what is everybody's favorite?
Berries.
What on the
On the
Katuk?
Katuk.
The berries for sure.
I would say either
And the
young,
flowers.
yeah, I was gonna say either the young berries or the flowers almost taste like peanut butter. They're
Yeah,
so good.
They're so good. They're definitely nutty tasting.
Do you have anything else back here?
Well, we got the moringa.
Oh yeah, we just
um,
cut the moringa.
Yeah, so
I
this
forgot.
was over the height of our garage.
Yep.
This grows so fast, but
It's
the
fun
bad
to
thing
climb.
about that is the leaves aren't low enough for you to harvest it.
Yeah.
So you really want to keep these
Keep
at
cutting
like
it.
a nice height so you can pick off of it.
And just
Okay.
keep cutting it. The younger leaves are the ones that are
I
better
like
to eat.
climb it.
This has such a strong taste though. Unless you like was it tartar sauce?
Yeah.
Unless you like tartar sauce like
Yeah.
plain, you might want to put it in smoothies, but even for something as strong as that is, you can't even taste it if you put it in a smoothie. So
And
it's
just
so good for you.
it is. It's
like
supposed to be like one of the miracle.
And there's protein in it and stuff too, so
Okay.
it's a good one, and it's so easy to grow from.
Yeah, I
seed.
wanted to just point out real quick, it is super easy to grow also from cuttings. And we cut these back 3.5 weeks ago. And I just want to point out, like, it's already grown about 3 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And you could just cut these off, eat this, or dry these leaves, and you just get more and more that come off of it.
Yeah, a
Also-
lot of people dry these and encapsulate them
Yep.
because they don't want to eat it,
Yep.
One
but
thing
they
I-
want the health benefits.
love about it is it starts out as a stalk. Every time you cut it, it branches off 2 more times.
All plants do that.
Yeah, a lot of plants do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. I think this is it. This is just a pit back here where I keep boats and other stuff. There's not much to show here. We got a couple varieties. I think this is a
That's
praying
a
hands.
Praying hands.
And right next
So is
to
this
it,
one.
yeah, and then right next to it we have
Elderberry.
the elderberry. But I think that's it back in this garden. Let's head off to another part of our property and show everybody some more stuff. All right, so we've moved up kind of to our front yard here. I just noticed this pile right here. This is kind of a sampling of what we would get on a Plant Pirates adventure. This is a rubber tree right there,
Is that
cutting.
actually
You can
Or a ficus.
plant this from cuttings real easy. You just snap off some of these leaves and literally just poke it in the ground. That's all you got to do. Teddy and I got lucky with these red sister tea plants. I need to plant them, but you can see they have roots, and it's a beautiful plant. Not sure why someone dug that up. Guess they just didn't want it.
Looked like it was in a pot and they were just refreshing the pot.
Oh,
or
could be,
something.
yeah. And then we got some clusia here, which can be planted from cuttings. This one right here, as well as this variegated Song of India. It can be planted from cuttings. Beautiful plant, and then that's why they're sitting here, because we need to plant them. We just got them this week, so. And they're sitting in front of this little garden bed area. You want to start pointing some stuff out?
Air plants in here that grow really nice in the tree, and some orchids.
Does the orchid have a flower on it right now?
No.
No. Lanzia.
They're not doing great from the dryness.
Yeah, we
We've
need to-
lost
water them. Sometimes they fall down here too, and we can put them back up. This is a monstera right here. We actually have one right over there with some fruit on it. We'll show you in just a minute.
This one took a while because I think it wasn't sunny enough, but now look at it, it's got a big giant, you know, cord.
Yeah. So we use old coconuts to line garden beds. You can see occasionally they sprout. So we are not going to leave this coconut palm here. We'll dig it up and give it away.
I believe that's a golden coconut.
Looks like it, yeah.
A king's coconut, which are the best for water.
We have a variegated corn plant right here.
Those are rare.
We've only found one ever.
Saw one in the mall the other day.
Are these bearded irises down here, babe? They don't have any flowers on them right now. But,
Yes, yes they are.
And then we have, here's the Song of India and a tea plant that we planted from cuttings.
I love
right
the
here.
Song of India.
I do too.
I think this is one of my favorite bromeliads.
Yeah.
It's,
I love that one.
It's kind of rare. It gets, so when they're a colorful bromeliad, they usually get like a tiny flower. But this one, if I remember correctly, gets inside of it a small flower, but it's super colorful.
Yeah, yeah. So we have several different bromeliads here. This, I think it's an American agave. I got it from...
Caribbean.
No.
Oh.
The Caribbean agave.
Is the different
Yeah.
one.
So I got it. We'll show you over here. We got it from that agave. I'll get to that in just a second. This area right here is kind of our potting and staging area. We need to clean it up a little bit. I'm not sure why I showed
Desert
this.
roses are happy in this
yeah,
dry. I noticed they're pretty happy with the dryness.
One desert rose.
These need to be planted. Yeah, so I saw that. These need to be planted. We found these on the side of the road too and just threw them in these pots.
Your
real quick.
arecas need to be up potted.
Yeah, I planted all these arecas from sprouts from our other arecas. This is this hedge right here between the property line is all areca palms. And the areca palms put off lots of berries and then they shoot up lots of little offsprings. And I literally just dug them up and stuck them in these pots. So.
They're growing pretty quick though.
Here's a couple agaves Teddy and I got a couple weeks ago in the trash. It's a blue agave, and this is a Caribbean agave.
I love these twirly, bendy ones.
Yeah, this one is spiky. The American agave, it might also be called the smooth agave, and literally it has smooth lobes or leaves on it, and it's, you know, when you brush up against it, you don't cut your leg open. Yeah. Let's see.
They're crazy plants though.
These are philodendrons right here. This big jumble right here.
Yeah.
This is some Chinese evergreen.
Yep, also called the mother-in-law plant. No.
That's the mother-in-law.
Yeah. Where? This one right here, right?
Yeah.
The one with the kind of camouflage looking variegated leaves.
I don't think that other one's called the mother-in-law
Yeah,
plant.
I
I
think
think
you're
it's
right.
Chinese evergreen.
Yeah. Okay, and then let's see, we have the saw palmettos here. They actually put off a berry that is used. It's used in a lot of different. Has a lot of different medicinal uses. In fact, it's got some berries starting on it right here. And they're very high dollar. We often see people illegally harvesting them from other people's yards. In fact, it's such a problem that it is illegal to harvest these berries. Well, we can harvest them and we can use them, but if we want to sell our own berries, we have to have a permit because so many people steal them from nature preserves, parks, stuff like that.
The reason they do that is the bears in Florida really rely on this for their food, so they're trying to.
And it's no joke. We often see people poaching those berries. It's funny to use that term, poaching berries.
We have a guy in our neighborhood that does
we
it
do.
every year.
And we've actually, you know, it's not my property, so I've never said anything to him. We told the property owner and she didn't care, so that's fine. But still, technically, he's supposed to have a written letter from her stating that he's allowed to take the berries, and he's supposed to have a permit from the state of Florida. So, you know.
Too bad he doesn't just ask.
Just ask her.
Because she
I know.
would be totally willing to do so.
Here's a water sucker that we've had in the ground for 5 years, and it finally decided to give us 5.
Oh, there's
I bet we could eat them.
So I
that is
guess-
a giant banana right there.
So these you could just cut off right now, and they'll turn yellow on your counter. We could harvest these right now.
That's like
so
a crazy looking Orinoco.
funny.
Look at that.
They're like shorter.
This is a tall Orinoco, right? That never got tall.
This is a tall Orinoco.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Made a new banana
Yeah.
by neglecting it.
The medium, that
see.
Orinoco.
This is Candarin. Is this the Candarin?
No, this is.
You have a marker down there?
No, I don't. I made the marker for it. I need to
Well,
put them
I
out
tell you
now.
what, y'all, we've done several banana videos where we've identified specifically each banana in our garden, so you can go back and look if you just have to know what that one is. We popped in our plant pirate spines here, some more bromeliads, the Caribbean agave. There's our variegated Song of India. We got 2 pineapples here.
I love
Right here.
bromeliads.
Oh yeah, hold on. I'll show everybody in just a sec. Right here is a mystery mango that Teddy and I found on the side of the road. And last year we actually got one mango, and it was delicious. It was like a
I'm gonna call it mango jelly because
Yeah.
this is our mango jelly tree because it literally tasted like gelatinous.
yeah. It had a
mango. It was
gelatinous texture.
interesting,
Yeah.
but it was delicious.
It was.
and it wasn't fibrous.
Nope.
It was jelly-like.
Yep. Now we're past the point of the year where this would flower and get fruit, so
Yeah.
we're not going to get a fruit
We
on
didn't
that
get any
this year.
this year.
Yeah. What were you just pointing at over here?
Oh, these bromeliads.
Oh yeah, these
I
are
love
killer.
These
Watch
are
out, kiddo.
native and do real well, and they get like firecracker
Yeah,
flowers.
they
on
are
them.
just killer. Killer. So we popped in some more stuff here too. We actually just harvested all of our cassava the other day, and then cassava is one that you can very easily plant from cuttings. So we ripped the plant up and we harvested all the roots, and then we cut off a bunch of little branches and popped them in. Every one that I've seen so far is taken, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say it seems like the cassava might be another like desert type plant because it does not seem to be affected by the dryness.
This is the Sweetheart Lychee. It's looked like this for 2 years. Obviously, I need to feed it
Yeah.
and help it a little more.
Needs something.
It does need something.
I think it needs nicer
Same with
weather.
this. I was just-
Yeah, I think you're
It's
right.
96 degrees.
I think you're
or
right.
something.
This is a purple passion fruit of some kind,
It's not
some
purple.
variety.
It's this sunrise passion
Sunset.
fruit.
Okay, I think that's a
Sunset,
purple
but
variety.
It's not.
Okay. But it's not doing great. And we
No.
had a beautiful, beautiful purple passion vine that gave us thousands of fruits, but
Did.
they only last a couple years and then they die, and ours died, so
And ours died.
it's dead. This is one of the hibiscuses that I've killed. I can't keep them alive. It's one plant
They're
I can't keep
murderers.
alive.
Apparently their pH gets out of whack.
You can't
Here's
keep alive them or crotons.
There's a Caribbean agave. It's another one Teddy and I got in the trash, along with all these bromeliads. And this little apple cactus right there puts off beautiful flowers. This little apple cactus. Look at the
Apple garden
spikes
we
on
got in
this.
the trash.
Look at the spikes on that agave.
Oh, and also, you guys,
Holy
those have like poison in them or something.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it
when you get-
hurts
yeah.
so bad.
It does.
Not the saws, but the ends.
It does.
hurts like so bad.
All right, so we got more bromeliads popped in here, and we have a Norfolk pine right here. In fact, these are crazy. These are from, I think they originated from Norfolk Island in Australia. They were brought here and used by the Spanish as ship's mast. They're grown to be used as ship's masts, and this is why.
They're
You
so
can see in the background there, this giant, what looks like a pine tree, a conifer in the background. Those are our neighbors 2 doors down, our neighbors' Norfolk pines. They had a whole row of them. You can see how the tops of them, there's 2 like pinnacles on some of them, and that's where the tree's been struck by lightning and then grew out 2 more, 2 more tops. We've actually, after a storm, when one's been struck by lightning before, we found like thousands of seeds in our yard from
Yeah,
it.
like the
Video on
pine cones that got exploded
Yeah.
or something. And they're the tallest thing on the island.
Tallest
so
thing.
whenever we go out in like our sailboat or something,
Yeah.
we use those as a way to know where
Now,
to get back.
real quick. She just said whenever we go out on our sailboat. I don't want everyone to think we have some kind of sailing yacht here.
Our 10-foot.
When we go out on our
sailboat.
sunfish, that's about as big as this, big as this
Our
little
yacht.
boat right here.
It goes fast though.
The fun fact right here, if you guys are into surfing, we got that from Ben Gravy's family. Look him up. He's I think he's from New Jersey. He's a New Jersey kind of a goofy, fun surfer guy.
Yeah, he's
they have a house down here in Florida, and I know they were using that on their YouTube channel for something. And
They had it for sale.
we
and
thought
I
it
was
would
like,
look cool in the
"Oh."
garden. So there it is.
Yeah.
We love watching him.
This was probably one of our best finds on Plant Pirates. This is a variegated Hawaiian shampoo ginger,
Yep.
and it had roots on it because I don't think this one propagates without roots, and it was a real rare treat to get that one.
So if you're wondering if you have a shampoo ginger or not, one sure way to tell is most gingers flower from the top of the plant, but shampoo gingers will put up this plant and then shoot out a little cone-shaped flower from the base. And we're calling it shampoo ginger because you can take that flower
You
and
squeeze it, and shampoo comes out, then you can clean your body, wash your hair, and it smells fantastic.
It
I'm
does.
not trying your hippie shampoo plant though.
Oh, you're missing out, kiddo. You're missing out. So we got a lot more varieties of bromeliads in here. We have another sprouted coconut that needs to go. Another thing we could do with this sprouted coconut is rip it out of the ground and cut it open, and we could get a we can get what's
queen
called
spread.
queen spread out of it, which is like when the coconut sprouts, what would be the inside of this, where you would get the water and the meat from the coconut, fills up with a white substance. It's like the first nutrition that the little plant lives
It's like
off
a
of.
coconut apple.
That's what they call it, too.
A coconut
Yep.
flavored apple. Now I will say this one would probably have a rank one because this has gotten so big. To get a coconut apple, you really want to get one that just has a tiny little opening with the leaf out, and that's when you'll get the best one.
But it fills up with like this white kind of spongy substance.
Sometimes pink.
Yeah, sometimes pink, and they all taste different, just like coconuts. If you've had coconut water from the grocery store, you're drinking, pasteurized, homogenized water.
Yeah.
But if you've ever had coconut water fresh from a coconut, you'll know that they taste different. Different trees taste different. Different stages of the plant makes it taste different.
Yep, like the newer ones aren't
yeah.
as flavorful or as sweet as the ones that have been on a little longer.
And it's the same thing with the queen spread, though. So, and before we move on, I just have to point this out real quick. This is actually an ornamental pineapple. It's called a red spineless pineapple, and it will shoot up. I say it's ornamental, but it will shoot up a little pineapple. But how big do they get, kiddo?
The pineapple itself this big,
Yeah.
but the leaf like this big on the
Yeah.
pineapple sometimes. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do have big tops.
And also, real quick effect, pineapple, this version of the pineapple is the only bromeliad that fruits edible fruit out of like 3,000.
Yeah, I think
3,500
you're
or
right.
something.
Yeah, he's right. I think there's over 4,000 varieties of bromeliads in the world. And the pineapple is the only bromeliad that gives you food.
That's
It's
awesome.
wild, isn't it?
Did you show the soursop?
A little soursop. Not much to
That
show
dies
there.
back when it gets too cold, and then we think it's dead, and then it comes back to life.
Yeah.
So it may not do anything for
Okay,
us.
my two favorite bananas.
What you got?
For looks. We've never gotten fruit off either of them, but this is the Staba.
Yeah.
It's gonna get like, I heard 30 feet tall and like a storm drain.
Yeah. What do you mean, like a storm drain? It's wide?
Yeah.
That might be an exaggeration, but
Yeah,
yes,
but-
this is a giant variety of banana right here. That's why we have this planted right here, so it can just.
It's a slow growing banana too.
And then this, Black Saba.
The Black
I'm
Saba.
so stoked about
The
this
black
one.
tie.
The black
Black-
tie, yeah.
Thai
So
black.
the Thai black. So this is one of the last, if I have my facts right, one of the last bananas that actually still has seeds in the fruit. We didn't plant this from seeds. We got it. We got a pup from. Who we get this from? Jesse Austin.
Yep.
Okay, so if you look up Jesse, he's a Central Florida farmer. He's about our age, and he has.
Indian River Farms.
Yes, yeah, that's his company, yeah, and he grows all sorts of killer stuff. He does like co-op fruit boxes.
dragon fruit.
You can go to his house. We went to his house once. It was so funny, and to get these, and we've got some other fruit from him. And he was like in his garage, and he had like scales and all these fruit by. He literally looked like a drug dealer, except for that he was dealing fruit and plants. It was so funny, but he's a big dragon fruit grower. And supplier to a lot of grocery stores. Look him up though. He has great stuff.
I think he makes like a dragon fruit lemonade
He does.
that he just
Yep.
started bottling.
It's like
and
bright purple.
He is awesome.
Super cool guy. Look him
And
up and give him
super
business.
hard worker, too.
Yeah.
Strawberry tree.
Yeah. This is a strawberry tree. When we say that, a lot of people are thinking of a different kind of plant. This is the Moringa. How do I say it? Moringa calabari or something? I'll put it down at the bottom, guys.
that
But
sounds right.
there's other plants called the strawberry tree, but this is a great one. These are great little berries. They kind of taste like what do they taste like, guys?
cotton candy.
Yeah, cotton candy. They
They
fruit.
taste like the cotton candy grapes, like almost
Or
exactly.
the cotton candy jelly beans also.
They have it's called a strawberry tree because where are the little flowers? The flowers kind of look like strawberry flowers, and it starts flowering beginning of spring. The fruit comes, maybe 3 weeks later, and then we'll have fruit on this all the way till what, November or December. So it's a brittle tree.
It
If
is.
something falls on it, it'll snap.
The
And
other-
also the leaf cutter bees love to come and cut little holes.
They love this one, and they love the cocoa plums.
It's not funny, I guess.
Oh, you're right.
but
The cocoa
it's-
plum.
That's their
It's
favorite.
kind of funny, I guess. They leave perfect circles.
Uh-huh.
They also loved pigeon peas, pigeon pea leaves.
Here's another hibiscus that I'm trying my best to kill. This one.
Our last one.
So this one, you can eat hibiscus flowers. They're pretty good. You can just pick off these.
Good for blood pressure, right?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, you can pick off these little petals and.
I suggest only eating one a day.
Yeah, I don't think you should eat too many.
And I don't know if this is two plants or not, but yesterday there was a red flower on here too.
What?
Yeah, a bright red flower.
Whoa.
Crazy.
Yeah.
We got to do something though. It's not looking good.
All right, so we planted a line of crinum lilies along the Sarika hedge right here. And
we got
have
these all from our neighbor's yard,
Yep.
And they were teeny tiny little pups that came off of her big ones, and they took a little bit to get going, I think because of the shade, but they're getting big and nice now.
Okay,
Yeah.
we can't ignore this forever.
The elephant in the room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all right. Here's our giant monstera here, and it actually fruited for us about a year ago. We're still waiting on these fruits to ripen. What you're waiting for is these scales to start coming off.
Yeah, down here there's some.
Yeah, and then you can start eating the fruit where the scales have come off. We've never tried it before. If you eat it, if you don't wait till it's ripe enough, we've been told it's like chewing on fiberglass.
Yeah, you'll
So
try first.
I'll try it first, sure, but none of these are ready yet. We have 4 fruits on there. I'm
I wonder
super
if
excited.
we picked one,
If the others would go.
If it would ripen,
Yeah, maybe.
like by pulling it off.
I want to do that.
Don't want to do that because it's best to let
I don't wanna do
anything
that.
fine ripen. It's getting so tall though. Look, it's like crazy.
Yeah. All right, I'm just going to do a quick rundown. This isn't our prettiest area, and it really should be because you come in off the road right here, and I haven't done a lot here, but we have another monstera planted with some bromeliads and tea plants. This is the smooth, or I believe it's a smooth or American agave right here. Teddy and I, believe it or not, found that on the side of the road.
That big.
Still can't believe it, but and then you can see how prolific this plant is. It's always shooting off these little pups here, and you can just rip them out like this. And it doesn't even matter if you just get a little root or not. This is a tough
Then
plant.
just toss it on the ground. Just literally do that and it'll grow.
I mean,
Or no, that's bromeliad.
yeah.
Bromeliad
You might
can
want
grow.
to poke this one in the ground a little bit, but this is a tough plant, and they're so beautiful. It's such an awesome one that we can give away to all of our friends because that's a couple $100 plant right there in the nursery store. So.
And when we got it off the side of the road, it was all crumpled, just like the ones that we showed over there, and it like ballooned back perfectly.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
A little croton here. We got some shell ginger here. I'll show you. We have a variegated shell ginger back here that it's at the end of its flowering. We have the Auntie Lou tea plant.
My favorite.
Some more bromeliads. I love bromeliads. I have to admit, Annalisa liked bromeliads before me. I didn't understand why everyone liked them so much. And then me and Teddy started finding them, and I started popping them in everywhere, and now they're one of my favorite plants.
Yeah, I think that you kind of need a lot of them.
Yeah.
To make a nice feature with them.
So this is a variegated shell ginger. It's a common one you can find at your big bucks nursery stores, but you can tell a couple months ago it flowered, and it'll have all these little flowers.
Like
that's
little
why it's
bells.
called shell ginger. Little shell-looking flowers on it. All right, let's keep going. There's one of our sailboats. So there's my sailing yacht right there. Now, that's an old one,
That's the
actually.
one.
I haven't refurbished.
That's a fixer-upper.
Yeah, I haven't we got this for free. I have all the rigging for it. It's a very early sunfish sailboat. It's probably from like the early or mid 60s. It's not in bad condition.
These flowers smell so good. I'm looking for fruit.
We don't have any. This is a natal plum. It's one of my favorites. Natal plums put off these round, bright red fruits, and they're so good. They have kind of a latex substance in them that might cause an allergic reaction in some people, but they're so good. Oh, and also if you don't wait until they ripen, I think they're poisonous too, but it's obvious when they're ripe.
And if you're allergic to latex, you shouldn't
Yeah.
eat them either because
And
there's latex in them.
Here's the flowers though, lots of spikes.
They look like jasmine flowers.
This is the only plant. We used to have bougainvillea in our yard, and we took it all out because we're always walking around
also
barefoot.
our dog got a spike in her eye.
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
walk around barefoot, and when we prune stuff like this, I mean, if you don't pick up every one of these cuttings and you have 3 kids, it will end up in someone's foot. So, but I had to have this because I love the flowers, and I love the fruit that comes off of it.
Here's a beautiful porterweed. It's a native plant. It's always good to add natives around your fruit trees and everything because
Another variety, but Anna, which one is this, babe?
this is the candarin.
Okay. It's fallen over a couple times. It's got kind of a gnarly looking base there, but it's putting out new pups now, so I think it'll be okay.
Yeah.
We have a staghorn fern. Teddy and I found that on the side of the road too. We have actually a real magnificent one in the backyard, so
We do.
we'll skip past
That
this
one's
one.
really getting big too.
It is,
though.
yeah.
And we just like wedged it in there.
What's that, kiddo?
Button ginger.
Yeah, so, yep, Teddy just picked one. This is button ginger. Like I was saying earlier, most gingers flower from the top. This one puts off these cones, and then you can pull these things out like what Teddy just did, these other flowers that grow out of it, and eat them. And they're so good.
It's like lemon drops.
They're so good.
There's a ant on this one.
Just eat it.
Extra protein.
You'll never see, it's rare to see dead flowers on our plants because Raymond can't reach those, but my baby brother loves them.
Yeah.
I've seen him eat 7 at a time.
I was looking for cocoa plums and didn't see any.
Yeah, this is our cocoa plum bush. I think we're a couple months off from the plums, but like Annalisa was saying earlier, the leaf cutter bees just love this plant. Look what they've done to my plant.
And they're not hurting it.
No. I mean, look, all these leaves that have been cut off are still green and helping the plant out.
I mean, part of the reason for having all these plants is for all the nature.
But look at it, man, they love it. Look at that. It's almost like this is how the leaf's supposed to look.
Looks like Swiss cheese.
It does. All right, cool. I think that's probably everything.
Flowers on it.
That's probably everything worth showing up here, don't you think? I think we touched on everything. Let's move on to another part of the yard. All right, so we're kind of on the side of our property here. This, in all honesty, is like our dog's running area, so we got to watch where we're walking because there's dog poop over here. But we do have several things that we've peppered in here. Lots of different, we have some plumeria. We probably have like 8 or 9 varieties of plumeria. This one is beautiful.
It is.
Not the most fragrant, but
we have
certainly
this
beautiful.
One over here.
Does it have flowers? Oh, yeah.
This one's like a pure white one. And that one smells pretty good, and it has like a rounder tip.
All right. We have some parrot heliconia in here. It doesn't have flowers on it right now, but
in the winter
it will. This is a tall Namois banana, and this is the Rajapuri.
Yep.
So Rajapuri, this plant actually, this one had bananas on it, and this plant needs to be chopped and dropped right here. What's up?
Here's our tiny little Meyer lemon you were talking about that had fruit on it.
Yes.
So this is going to be a fruit probably right here.
Yeah, so this right here, believe it, you can see we just got it. I think it was given to us as a gift. But this little tree had full-grown lemons on it.
Yeah.
It's a great,
That's why so many
great citrus
branches
tree.
are snapped off.
Oh, there's some of our cleanup there I didn't pick up yet. A great, quick fruiting citrus tree. Unlike
our mandarin orange. But we have an exciting day here, guys.
Yeah, we finally, after 4 years, have 5 years, have fruit on this mandarin orange. And this is a very healthy looking mandarin orange too. If you're familiar with the citrus industry in Florida, I'm sure you know of all the problems we have with citrus. If you've driven around through citrus groves, you've seen hundreds of acres of dead trees. Sometimes the trees are in piles and the farmers are burning them because they get all sorts, what do they get? Canker, citrus canker, they get the citrus greening. There's terrible diseases that once a grove is infected, there's no going back.
Get your orange juice now, people.
Yeah. So, but this tree looks beautiful. One thing we've read is that citrus trees do good. Some home gardeners like us have had success with growing them in the understory of oak trees.
Yep.
So sometimes I come in here and top dress the mulch with oak leaves. I don't know if that's helping it or not.
I think that is what helps it.
I don't know, but I mean, you can see this plant is just as perfect as can be. And it's reaching, I mean, it'll get bigger, but it's reaching about full size. I mean, any bigger and the grove would be pruning this.
And we found swallowtail caterpillars on it, which is awesome too. So it is a host plant for the swallowtail butterfly.
And you got to look up what the swallowtail caterpillar looks like.
Oh yeah,
it's the scariest thing you'll see in nature.
Poop,
yeah,
kind of too. They're real camouflage though. So this is another Suriname cherry.
Black Suriname.
Black Suriname cherry. We got fruit off of it this year.
They get big.
It was all right.
Big, yeah.
Kind of like they're like green peppery.
You like them or you don't
taste
like
like
them,
a green pepper cherry.
So most people just don't like red Suriname cherries, and I can kind of see why. So, and we've tried them, they're all right. We got the black Surinames because we were told they're better. We finally got some this year, and lo and behold, they are better by about that much. And they're bigger, but they only taste about this much better than the red ones. So if you don't like the red ones, you're probably not going to like the black ones.
And I made a Suriname cherry pie one time, and
like
it was disgusting.
Like if you
I
have
will
a prisoner
say.
in medieval times, you feed them that.
If you're in a Russian jail if you're in a Russian jail, you're getting red Suriname cherry pie.
Not a Russian jail, probably like an Indonesian.
Oh yeah, it'd have to be
jail.
tropical, right? I guess if you're in a Russian jail, you're not getting much. I wouldn't want to end up there. This in front is our front garden where we started, but I do want to walk through this little walkway here because we've spent a lot of time on this. I'm just going to start from right here. If you have these stepping stones in your landscape, I'm sure you've noticed that they sink over time, and they do. You just
Well, in
have,
Florida they do.
yeah, in the sand. You have to pull them up about once a year and mulch or something under them, or at least just pull them up to get them back on the top of the ground. So we just did that, and then we just went through here and planted it. We've been popping stuff in here. We got all sorts of tea plants. In fact, one of my favorite tea plants is right there. I like this one too, though. This one's beautiful right here.
Yeah, I love that one too.
Got a flower on this bromeliad.
The red sister tea plants, they're the most popular and most common, but they're a little scraggly.
And they don't root from cuttings as easy.
No.
I suspect we see them in the nursery the most because they're easy to grow in a nursery setting. And so growers grow, and they're beautiful. When you buy them from the store, they're beautiful, but over time they get scraggly.
And that does make sense because the red sisters in our pool enclosure, the screen pool enclosure, are the best looking ones we have, which is probably pretty similar to what the greenhouses they'd be grown in.
All right, so we got some, just real quick, I'll run through. This is a little shell ginger. It'll get to be 6 feet tall. We have some boat lily here. Red sister tea plant. We got a dracaena right here.
Did you show this?
I did.
Bromeliad?
Yep, I did. I'll show it again though, because it's worth showing twice. We have a corn plant, a schefflera bush, another big schefflera hedge, and then this is one of my favorite tea plants. We've only ever seen this like twice.
Yeah.
I think you bought this one from a local grower.
I bought this from Florida Tropicals.
Yes. And then Teddy and I found a cutting of one of these. I have it over there somewhere, but that's the only 2 times we've ever seen it. All right, here.
Tall Orinoco's.
Tall Orinoco.
They tip. They're a little tippy, but they're magnificent.
They do, and they give us such big bunches of big bananas. It's the only banana that I'll go through the effort of propping up. I actually have this giant pole here. I think it used to be like maybe some kind of pool tool or something like that.
Or like a pool net.
Yeah, but anyways, it's got this killer little rounded edge there that you can use to prop up the banana. I would suggest if you're going to prop up your bananas, you don't prop it from like the plant right here because the top will just snap. You really need to prop it from like the stalk.
From the branches.
And from the stalk where the fruit's coming out to ensure that your plant doesn't snap in half.
Yeah.
This is another, which one is this?
This is the super red plantain. Oh, and the Orinoco is also considered a plantain.
Yeah, I can see that. We have this variegated Song of India planted at the base of it, and it looks killer, but I think it needs to be moved. This Song of India can get to be like a tree, and it's going to sap all of the nutrients out of this banana.
Yeah, it's so happy against the brick
It, like,
wall, though. We
twirls
should put it
around.
over there in that little blank spot. And then this cassava we have growing. We just planted recently. We just cut up all of our cassavas.
More tea plants, more plumeria. Same
There's
with.
a pretty plumeria blooming right
Oh, yeah.
here.
There is. This is about the ugliest side of our house right
not
now.
the prettiest garden bed.
Yeah, I know.
or
We
part of
need
our
to
house.
mulch it, and I've been pointing this out for 2 years. I need to paint this one spot right here. It's the worst, and I need to power wash these soffits again. This is the one thing about growing plants up against our house with these plastic soffits and all the humidity down here. We get mildew all over them, so I need to do a little. I've kind of noticed, maybe I'm wrong, but a lot of home gardeners like us, I've noticed on YouTube, have beautiful gardens and sometimes a little bit of deferred maintenance on their homes.
Well, you can't do it all.
I mean, and at the end of the day, I want a garden. I don't want to do that. So
Exactly. You gotta pick your time wisely, you know? You only live so long. We got the Lacatan banana here.
Yep.
And then this is an ornamental blood banana,
Yep.
or Musa Basju, I think is the scientific name for that one.
Oh, you got another monarch floating around back
It
here.
has a pretty underside of the leaf,
Oh yeah, look at that.
which is why people like to plant it in their yards.
Yeah.
That's gorgeous.
All right, and then we have this last little bed here, another cassava, corn plant, red sister tea plant, plumeria,
And this is the most fragrant plumeria. This is the yellow.
yeah,
Oh man, can you smell?
yeah. That is the most fragrant variety. All right, I think that's everything on this side of the house. Let's let's go find another spot and show everybody some more.
Sounds good.
All right, we've moved to the backyard here. We'll go down there. We don't have a lot planted down here other than cabbage palms and coconut palms because of the wind we get off the river, but we've done a lot of work in these gardens around here. We do have the trampoline in the middle of it all. I know it's not the prettiest thing, but it's right by the pool, and it's right by the house, and so it makes it way more accessible for kids and their friends. So we're
And
just
I can keep an eye on and make
Yeah.
sure everyone's
so
being
just pretend
safe.
like the trampoline's not here.
This is what happens when you have a trampoline in the tropics.
Yeah. Well, no, that's what happens when you have a party yesterday,
Yeah, also
and all
that.
17 kids got on the trampoline.
Also that.
Yeah. So, but that's all right. I can get a new set of springs. I don't
can
like
call it the tropics.
I don't like to be wasteful, but these were going bad anyway, so I don't want to leave them down there. I don't want to mow over them.
Or step on
I
one.
will leave them. But let's go ahead and do this row here, and then we'll move over to these gardens.
Sounds good.
So what do we got?
So we got our coconut tree here that just started giving us coconuts this year. And
They're delicious.
we gotta pop those down for
We
some
do.
yummy water, which we put in our smoothies.
I want to point out real quick, this coconut palm is right here, and our house is right here. That's as close as I would ever plant a coconut palm to the house.
And even that, when this gets too tall, it's gotta come
Yeah,
down because
Our neighbor right here, they're super cool. We love them. He's got coconuts planted all around his house, and he's got a metal roof. And when they fall on his roof, it sounds like someone just shot a shotgun next door. I mean, it's so loud. And if that hits you in the head, I mean, that's not a joke. When you see those signs that are kind of like, it seems goofy, watch out for falling coconuts. I mean,
well, they're there to protect you from intruders.
yeah, right. All right, I think
This is the green
crinum.
crinum lily.
So we have
not the purple one. We have more of that one,
Yeah.
but we do have a nice green one here.
It's a carambola that the leafcutter bees are getting to. Right here, though, I wanted to show everybody. I believe on this variegated Hawaiian ginger, we do right here. We have the start of a
Oh, little shampoo.
yeah, we have the start of a flower right here. Sorry, guys, that's a rule in the garden. When you're out here, you got to pick one weed at least and pull it. That's just my rule, so I had to do that real quick. Pick a weed and pull it. But anyways, this is the flower starting right here. This will get to look like those. What were the flowers
The button ginger.
Yeah, it'll look like the button ginger flower. It'll look like a compact pine cone. It'll get about that big.
It's a little more pink.
Yeah, and then you can rip it off and, like we said earlier, squeeze it and like a juice comes out.
I think that the variegated one has a pink one, and the regular shampoo ginger has a red one.
Okay.
So, this is the rhino horn banana, which has never done too much, which is crazy because the bananas like 6 feet away are doing awesome, but they just do not seem happy in this spot.
Well, we lost it in a hurricane.
We did. Yeah, the one that we lost was doing good and about to flower.
We have more. This is the chili pepper tea plant, but
That's a
basically
cool one.
this is, if you're noticing a theme here, we put dracaenas, tea plants, bromeliads, and plumeria together in a lot of places in our garden for a little tropical jungle or
And just
jumble.
to kind of fill it in with some color,
This is the apple
this is the apple banana.
banana right here, and then right here is a dwarf.
Dwarf Namwa.
Oh my gosh, look how thick that is.
I know, it's amazing.
It is.
I think this is one of my favorites. The bananas are good, and I love how stout it is. Feels more tropical. Love it.
So we got more bromeliads peppered in here, more tea plants. This is a special tea plant right here. This is our first green tea plant. This has a lot of significance in the Hawaiian culture. They plant these all over the islands. Here in Florida, you would be hard pressed to find that plant in a nursery. And
they
I don't
don't sell
understand why, because they grow, what's the matter?
A lizard jumped on me.
Oh, they grow great down here, and they're beautiful, but you're not going to rip that off. You're going to need, it's hard to get those
Scissors.
off. Yeah. But they grow great down here, and they're beautiful. I love them. So
Yeah.
right here, we have a Brogden avocado.
Yep.
It's about 3 years
3
old.
or 4 years old, and it hasn't done much for us.
Looks
Hopefully-
happy.
Hopefully next year, it'll surprise us like our mandarin orange did.
Yeah.
Fruit trees take patience.
Let's see, over here, again, another jumble of agaves, bromeliads, tea plants, and then we have a couple varieties of dragon fruit. We're using these cabbage palms. We use these cabbage palms as our trellis for our our purple passion fruit for a couple years. And then when it died, we started growing the dragon fruit up it. And you can see the dragon fruit looks super happy right now.
Yep.
I don't think we're gonna get fruit this year.
We might though, because it's twisted to a tip, those terminal ends.
Yeah.
But I feel like we would have gotten blooms
I
already.
feel like we would have too. So
So.
here's another cassava. This is another pink guava. This is what she was talking about up front. We used to get this sooty mildew and stuff all over it. You can wash it off. You can spray water on it and wash it off.
Or like a little diluted alcohol,
Yep.
a tiny bit.
But we used to get that on the one up front, and it seems to be doing good
It's
now.
a newborn problem.
There's another pineapple right
That's a
here.
nice looking pineapple.
And then right next to it is a sugar apple that we did an air layer on. We did an air layer on our sugar apple in the front
Successful
yard
there later.
and planted that one right there, and it seems to be doing good.
Do you want to show the Okinawan spinach?
Yeah.
And we missed the chaya over there too.
All right. Oh, she just stepped over real quick. This is what I'm talking about. We pepper pineapples in the landscape everywhere we can. See all these pineapples.
All
Pineapples.
my Aldi ones are going in
Pineapples,
here too.
pineapples, pineapples.
So it's not looking great, but I need to just cut it back and it'll bounce back. Because when you have fresh growth, it's the healthiest.
This is the Okinawan spinach. You eat the leaves. They're yummy.
And the
Super
tomato
good.
cages really keep the perennial spinaches from looking too messy, we found. We have some katuk over here.
Yep, more katuk. And then Teddy, let me get out here. I'll show you. Teddy is standing. Teddy's standing behind these giant purple crinum lilies
Look at
right
all
here.
the pups.
Here's a casualty from the pool party yesterday. We got this in the trash on the side of the road, so it's not too bad that we
It's the
ruined it in
pool
the pool.
boogie board.
Yeah. But yeah, this is a prolific plant right here. It puts off all these little pups, and you can just yank them, cut them off the base plant and plant them, and have a million of these. This is a super easy plant to grow. If you kill this, you probably shouldn't be gardening.
Pretty little iris right there.
Oh yeah, bearded iris.
We have two different colors here. We have a yellow and a
Yeah,
purple.
we do. You're right. We got a variety of bananas and stuff in here, but probably the showstopper in here is going to be this right here.
The what was it called?
A lobster claw.
Yeah.
No, torch heliconia.
It's lobster claw.
It's torch heliconia.
It's lobster claw, y'all. Don't listen to
Okay.
her. But anyways, it doesn't have any flowers on it right now. It gets killer flowers, but it flowered already, and then we cleaned it all up.
You guys,
This
just be
is a
careful. They'll get in a fight over lobster claw versus heliconia.
Oh, whatever.
This is a sweetheart banana, a wonderful
One of our
variety.
favorite
I
varieties.
love this one.
It's got a giant plumeria popping out through it. We had another, what is that?
And
Is
an
it?
Iholina back here that bit the dust,
It did.
but
It
nothing
did.
ever came out of it. So
Bummer.
we may have lost that variety, which is a bummer.
Bummer, bummer. All right, let's walk around the trampoline here and do this one bed here, and then we'll move on to another area. We'll finish off this bed here. We have some more of this. We have this nice, I think it's a Christmas loquat in the back here. We haven't gotten fruit off it yet, but it couldn't be happier in that spot.
I know,
And
it's
then-
awesome.
And then in front of it is this plumeria. Like
Yellow.
Annalisa said earlier, this is the most fragrant plumeria out there.
Here's a little flower from the shell ginger that's still hanging on there to show how pretty it is.
It's
They're even
so
prettier than
hot
that
out, you
usually.
guys.
It is hot. Yeah, we're kind of in a drought and a heat wave down here.
I feel like it's 2,000 degrees right now.
Yeah.
Here's a
And then we
beautiful
have
bird
our
of
bird of
paradise.
paradise right here. They are so cool.
They are so cool.
All right, and then let's see real quick, and then we'll move on to another area. Oh, well, we got to show this real quick. I'm going to point out all the trees. We have these two beautiful gumbo limbos. We have two mangoes right here. We have a common mulberry right here, and maybe a choquette avocado. It's one of the avocado trees that has the giant avocados.
A big Florida
Yeah.
avocado, yeah.
And then we have some stuff. We have some coconut palms. We'll walk down there and show everybody the coconut palms. I'm at, my battery's at like 0.5% right now. So I'm gonna go grab another battery and then we'll walk down by the water. All right, so I just cut these down. We couldn't move any further, I felt, till we got these cut out of the tree because we got to put them down. So I'm gonna get this last one down. And I'm just using a normal tree. Come on, little coconut. I'm just using like a normal tree pruning saw on a stick that you get at
Maybe do it closer to the tree.
hardware store. Right here.
Yeah.
Ah, my wife is always right. Always listen to your wife. So this, you can see, this one had 4 coconuts on it. This just had 1. Sometimes they have a bunch on here. And when you drop it, it's so heavy they'll explode everywhere, kind of like this. But some of them will actually pop open. And these are not dripping, but you're gonna wanna check all of them to make sure that they're not dripping, because if they are, you need to go ahead and eat it or drink it, you know. And these are green coconuts, so you're gonna get the best coconut water out of these, but there's not a lot of meat in here.
There's a jelly on the inside that's really healthy for you though.
Yes, there is, yeah. But you're not gonna get that thick white coconut meat that you get from a brown coconut.
Correct.
So let's go ahead and bring these inside so they can start cooling off, and then we'll go grab Teddy and move on to another part of the garden.
Sounds good.
Okay, so we were on our way down to the river, but we started noticing there's mangoes all over the ground here. And they
means they're ready to pick.
Yeah, they have not been eaten by the squirrels yet. You can see these are teeny little mangoes because we did not get a lot of rain this year.
Yeah.
I do use
Look at that one.
I do use irrigation, but I don't think there's any plant in the world that likes well water more than rainwater.
No.
So, you know, these mangoes, we just didn't get the crop that we usually get. Oh, there's a nice big one right there. See it up there?
Yeah.
That's like the only one though that I see. Is there any more on the ground down here? Here's another one.
I got these.
Nice. Okay.
That's not bad.
Is there any more? If we leave them out here for even an hour, the squirrels will get them. I'm surprised they haven't gotten these
Honestly,
yet.
to me, it seems like the squirrels are after the unripe ones. They like them when they're sour, I think.
So frustrating.
I know.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And they'll nibble them on the tree.
Let's see. I mean, I see like one or two up here, but that's really it. Oh, look. Is that Coast Guard? Can't tell. It looks like a private helicopter. I only see one or two up here. I don't even think it's worth getting my picker out. That one's so high up, I need to get the ladder and the picker. But, all right, well, let's keep going. I want to show, we have a special project going down on our dock. Like I said, we haven't done a lot down here. We've planted, the previous owner planted this set of coconut palms, these 6 or 7 coconut palms. And then Annalisa and I planted these along the fence here. I mean, only about 3 years ago, and they're already 15 foot tall.
Yeah.
It takes a coconut palm about 6 or 8 years to give you coconuts.
Yes,
So,
and they certainly grow way faster down here where the water table is low.
high,
High.
where the water table's high, yeah. And we got lots of coconuts up there. You can see my neighbor's coconut palms. Look at his, look at Greg's. There's like 1,000 coconuts on that one coconut palm. So, but that's really all we've done down here. We have this row of coconut palms, the sea grape. We have this coconut palm right here. That's some kind of dwarf variety because the previous owner told us it's been there for 30 years and that's as big as it's going to get. So, which is killer.
Really,
killer.
Special.
Yeah. Here's a sea grape and it has fruit starting on it.
Sea grapes actually seem like they don't mind the dryness. And you know, here's some grapes right here. You know, this is why native is good. They are going to make it through the hard times.
Yeah. These aren't ripe yet. They'll turn dark purple.
Oh yeah.
Get a little bigger.
They'll be like busting once they're ready. Busting and purple.
Yeah.
Oh
wow, look at them all.
Looks like a good year for them though, right?
They look like seedless green grapes, don't they?
They're
right now.
so good. Oh, how I would love to make some sea grape jelly. Look at the flowers. Look at this little flower right here. How pretty.
Oh yeah.
That's a pretty little flower.
It is. Okay, let's go talk about your project here. We actually, we are volunteers for the Restore Our Shores Foundation and the Brevard County Zoo. We used to raise oysters on our dock. Now we're helping our neighbor raise them on her dock. But we have clam beds off of our dock here. And they actually didn't they just install some of these?
So in January, they took a large amount of clams that were grown last year in the program and put them all on this side of the dock right here and permanently planted them in the sand so that they can grow and live here.
So real quick, we're doing this. The reason the foundation's doing this and we're volunteering is we're growing oysters and clams. We're trying to repopulate the Indian River Lagoon with oysters and clams because they're probably the number one one of the number one ways to clean the water in the river. The Indian River Lagoon has historically been known to be very polluted, and there's been a lot of efforts in the past decade or so to bring it back. And we've seen the fruits of that labor here ourselves. We have I mean, we've seen magnificent stuff here. We've seen giant eagle rays swim under our dock.
And the efforts-
Manatees. We've
Dolphins
seen
hunting.
dolphins. I mean, we see dolphins come in here. Dolphins will push mullet in here, schools of mullet, and just go to town on them, just ripping them to shreds here. I mean, we have river otters, we have snook that are bigger than my leg. I mean, like the here's some ducks over here. The ecosystem seems to really be bouncing back from what it was.
And also in a fishing forum I was reading the other day that because of all these clamming efforts of putting clams into the river, they're even taking drones in Volusia County and dumping baby clams in the river to just grow naturally. And because of all these efforts, there's another guy in Merritt Island. Now the fishermen, when they're pulling up their nets, there's little baby clams everywhere here. So
and you can see even in the middle of the summer in this heat, the water clarity is pretty good. You can, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but we got a school of minnows here. Let's walk down here. Here's some clam beds. You can see them pretty clearly today. These dark square or kind of rectangles in the water.
You want to see the
and
Indian
usually
River
what,
Lagoon.
buddy?
If you want to see the Indian River Lagoon when it was bad, look up 2014 brown tide.
Okay, yeah, it was devastating. Yeah, a lot of efforts have been made. And anyways, these are this is
our nursery. So these are brand new little tiny newborn clams, and we got 50,000 put in here. And they're in the bags. The bags didn't give them the best rewards, and they weren't that great. So these 4 posts in the back are an experimental, different type of way to do the newborn clams, where they put them in the sand directly and then put a net on the top of them to keep the predators out. But the predators are mostly conchs, crown conchs, I think. I could be wrong. They have like little spikes on them, and they're so easy to tell when they're on them.
Yeah.
You just go in and pluck them out.
They're beautiful.
But you just don't want them to lay their eggs in there, because then that's when you have a problem.
This is another beneficial thing for the lagoon is mangroves. In fact, this seawall here is probably the worst thing you can have. Probably what we're going to do, there's other softer options. I think the term is a soft erosion option. One thing we could do, it's not softer physically, but if we put coquina rock in front of this, at least, you'd still have some of the splash effect, which churns up water or churns up sand and stuff. But if we had some coquina in front of here, it would at least be a habitat for stuff. Like right now,
it'd also be good to maybe get rid of the grass along it too,
yes.
and
so
put
when
like
we mow,
maybe some native plants or
so when we're mowing, it's
like
not
dune sunflower or something.
Yeah,
mangrove.
We've only owned this property a couple years, and we're doing the best we can. But that's a project that's on our list here for sure, is to do something about our seawall, not only for the health of the lagoon, but also because the seawall is crumbling and we need to do something anyways. What are you looking at? What is it?
Piece of pottery.
Is it?
Yep.
Let me see. It is. All right, so this is a piece of Native American pottery. It's a pottery shard. We actually have a small shell midden in our yard here. We find Native American pottery a lot in our yard. If we find this in our yard, we can keep it. But the law is, if you find it in a waterway or something like that, you're not allowed. You're supposed to put it back. So, and we want to follow the rules and promote others to do the same. So you do need to put it back in the water, unfortunately. We have a lot of pottery shards.
Yeah,
we don't need them all. No.
They're kind of a dime a dozen.
Yeah. Here, it's kind of amazing. It's kind of amazing because I've hunted for Native American artifacts my whole adult life, at least, and we found more on this 1 acre than we found. I mean, we had a farm in Cherokee County, Georgia. The Trail of the Tears went through there and stuff, and we still never. I did find one real amazing piece of stone pottery at our farm.
This big.
Yes. And then we have a place in the mountains where we found a couple things, but an arrowhead. I mean, Teddy and I have only found a handful of arrowheads. We find pottery more than anything. So I think that's it for down here. I think we have one more area to show everybody. Let's head up there. All right, we've reached the final area of our yard. We're hanging out here under our giant avocado tree with no avocados on it. There should be avocados on it.
And it bloomed like crazy.
It did.
This year. I was so excited. This was its year.
But we got none. So let's just move on. We have We have this sea grape hedge in front of our pool area here, and then we have 2 more of these beautiful yellow plumeria. And I thought I just saw back here somewhere one of these bananas.
There.
Which one?
Here.
Yes, here we go. So here's another rack of bananas right here. This is another mystery variety. I think we were told this one was what, babe?
They were told that that was a dwarf red.
Yeah, but
it's not.
It's not. Here's a green Song of India. This is actually a rarer find for us compared to the variegated version. This flowers, I think, in the winter, so it's done
It's
flowering.
amazing. This
right
literally started out with a piece this big
did.
like a year ago, and now
did.
look at it.
Yeah.
It's all the way up there.
did.
We have a weird tea plant. Look at this.
Oh yeah, this is a red sister. This was here when we bought the property. It's probably 30 years old. I don't even prune it. I think it's dwarfed some because it's at the base of these cabbage palms, because most of these red sisters will get tall and gangly if you let them, but this one hasn't. This is another one of the button ginger. You
We
can
just-
see I just pruned it. Yeah,
Yeah.
one of them, I guess I missed that one, or it was lower than where I
I
pruned,
think it
but
just came out of the ground.
yeah, I just pruned it, so it doesn't look great right now.
Here's our chaya.
Yeah, this is one of
Got
several.
flowers.
One of several that we have, right? This is one where you can eat the leaves, but you have to like double boil
You
them.
gotta boil it for 10 minutes twice, I think.
Okay, yeah. We got some
But
flowers
even
on
after
it.
all that boiling, it still is so full of nutrition and protein.
And it's easy to grow, even from cuttings.
So easy to
Yeah.
grow.
I mean, look, this one's in like mostly shade.
Yeah, this
even.
was a stick a year ago.
Yep. We have some more tall Orinoco's along the property line here. This one is,
This is our prime dwarf Brazilian.
yeah, the
It's
dwarf
called-
Brazilian.
my favorite.
It's probably our favorite variety of banana
And
right there.
this crazy Dracaena. Like,
Oh
hurts
yeah.
my eyes
Oh
to
yeah.
look
So
at.
yeah, this one I think we bought. We
Yeah,
didn't find
we
this
did,
one.
but
I
it
had
was-
to have it.
It was different than what we had.
Yeah, I had
It
to
hurts
have
my
it.
eyes to look at.
And look at the flowers on this plumeria. How pretty is that? It's like a purple one. So pretty. They don't smell great. I mean, they smell great, but they don't smell like the yellow one.
And then this kind of shady area is, I call it my bromeliad nursery.
The Hall of Plant
This is where when Teddy and I get free plants, we kind of just pop them in on the side of the house here, and then we'll pull from this area when we're redoing a garden bed or something. So we have all your usual suspects in here. We have tea plants, bromeliads, Song of India, dracaenas.
Yeah.
We have a giant elephant ear here.
We got some volunteer elephant ears up against the house over there.
Do
I
we?
saw. Yep.
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah, look at that. It's beautiful though.
They're just amazing.
More, another crinum lily. These are more tall Orinoco's right here.
There's a pretty little caladium.
Caladium, yes. There's, I forget what
that.
city in Florida is the caladium capital of the world, but our neighbor gave us that.
Yeah.
And then Teddy, go ahead and point it out. This is probably mine and Teddy's favorite tea plant.
The pink
The
diamond
pink
tea.
diamond. And we really need to move this around, cut some of this off and move it around. It is our favorite tea plant. It's sitting over here next to the air
We
conditioner.
fed it one to the trash. We found these 3.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's just my favorite. It's so beautiful. Look at the pink on it. And
This
Yeah.
tea plant is so happy right here.
It is.
It's like this must be the perfect spot for
it
it.
is.
I love it when that
It
happens.
is. All right.
That's about it.
I think that's it. Yeah, we have these. This is a gumbo limbo. If you're wondering what this wild looking tree is.
We got
Yep, it's called they call
Three
this.
of them back here.
Yep, the nickname for it is the tourist tree because
It's peely skin.
yep, it's got peely bark, kind of like a Florida tourist who's sat out in the sun too long.
Kind of tourist that would move a gopher tourist.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. I wish we had a little more rain this year. Like I said, I do use irrigation, but I don't think there's a plant in the world that likes well water better than
Yeah, and
than
we don't
rainwater.
overdo it. I mean, even with it as dry as we have it right now, we just can't.
Yeah.
We can't put it on more than twice a week.
Yeah, I run it twice a week, and I mean, and we do the grass the same way as everything else. There isn't one chemical that's been used on this lawn since 2019. I think it looks fine. I mean, if you look real close, you might see stuff in here that isn't grass, but
And
we
can
keep it
pick
mowed.
stuff out, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes if it's like spreading in an area, but for the most part, it's very easy maintenance.
Yeah. All right, Teddy's yawning. It's been a long tour. We have a lot of plants. We keep adding plants and adding. So,
Tis the season.
all right, I know he wants to go play with his friends. They're over at their grandparents' house right next door, 2 doors down. So, I hoped everybody out there enjoyed the tour. If you have any questions or comments about anything we showed you here, or if there's a plant somewhere in the video that you want the scientific name for or something, maybe put a timestamp in your comment and we will certainly get back to you. You know, I know there's a lot to take in, but we'll get back to you if you have any questions or comments. If you did enjoy our tour, maybe you'd consider subscribing to our family's YouTube channel. And if they don't, what's gonna happen, bud?
I'm gonna punch you in the face.
No, man, and that's gonna hurt. He's punched me in the face before. I had to call the police on him once or twice. It was an ugly scene. I'm just joking.
No,
but
I punched
anyways, y'all,
Alan.
and he wouldn't do that. He's a real nice kid. But anyways, just maybe consider subscribing to our family's YouTube channel. Until next time, everybody out there, take care.
Bye.